county would you choose?
Well, if I'm elected, or when I'm elected, it would be great to serve in that capacity. If I have to take a leave of absence from the classroom, so be it, but I know that I need to have the voice for the students from a teacher on that screen.
Yeah, I know that. Did you expect all the views on YouTube and things like that, some of the feedback you've gotten?
Part of me wanted it, right? You can't not want it. I didn't expect it, and then just like Malcolm Gladwell says in The Tipping Point, once you reach those certain connectors, things go crazy. And when it happened, I rode the ride, and that's why it took me some time to really consider this decision. I love it.
Lastly, could you talk about some of the alternative ideas when we talk about how testing and teaching to the task isn't working? What else would you do?
I would say the first thing I would love to see, probably won't happen, is the Commissioner of Education appoint a special task force of the true stakeholders, students, teachers, and parents, to do a complete education overhaul in the state. If that happens, fantastic. If not, we can talk about what is best for the students. What is the best assessment measure for students? How can we best assess if the student is learning, if the student is growing, if the student is expressing himself in the right way to prepare for the evolving global economy of tomorrow? The one-shot test simply doesn't do it. Who knows? But the point is, it has to come from collaboration. It has to come from conversations. It has to come from the stakeholders at the table. The teachers, the students, the parents at the table.
What made you want to speak out in the first place? What started all this?
So the frustration of continually running into roadblocks in my classroom. I could try new methods, I can try new strategies to work with my students, but I always came into a roadblock. It's all about the test. So I could spend 160 days doing creative activities, doing hands-on things, differentiating instruction, but it all comes down to the test. And it just got so frustrating to a point where I was finally able to articulate it's a culture. It's a toxic culture. And so once I was able to articulate it, I wanted to speak out.
If you could choose any alternative method, what would you guess would be your ideal?
So a lot of people are talking about the term multiple measures, and I always hit back. What do you mean multiple measures? Do we mean multiple high-stakes tests? Do we mean locally developed assessments? What do we mean? So why not teacher-based assessments? Why not GPA? Why can't we include these things when we're talking about student growth, student development, student learning? Because we're dealing with human beings. It's not a data point.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.